What's good? How you doing? It's your girl D, back with another video. So the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture Palette just dropped on Anastasia's site July 25th. Word to their fulfillment and shipping, I got it actually in hand on July the 27th. Originally I was going to bring you a review immediately, but after playing with it the first time, some things I experienced off camera, I was like, you know what, let's just go ahead, mess with it again some more, and then bring a good quality review. So here we go. $42 on Anastasia's site. I think it's probably sold out, but if it is sold out on Anastasia's site, it's going to be online here with Ulta, Sephora, and also Macy's and Dillards as of the 1st, and then it'll be in stores for Herb Body as of the 15th. Now you've got 14 shades, mostly mattes. 3 shimmers? Yeah, you've got 3 shimmers, everything else is a matte. The unique thing about this palette is that it's got a lot of some cooler tone shades in here. It's got greens, which is rare for a palette these days, at least by a higher end brand. A lot of companies have been putting out warm tone colors or mauves and berries and pinks. So it's nice to see that this has some greens in here, a yellow, a couple berry type shades, and then there's a couple just random shades in here that make absolutely no sense, but yeah, I'm not the designer. So I do have the Modern Renaissance palette, the Makeup by Mario palette, and going back to the old school with the Self-Made to go ahead and show how it is that the quality of this particular palette compares to that of the previous ones. I believe that the Subculture is going to be a permanent one. I don't think it's going to be limited edition. And they're probably going to be multiple restocks, so I'll have that information in the description box for you. It is $42. Similar to that of the Modern Renaissance, it's got the nice fuzzy velvet covering and everything like that. A very simple box with Subculture in yellow lettering. Modern Renaissance, again, still the Modern Renaissance, you know, also the fuzzy coloring. The words are in white. The Anastasia logo is in that signature rose gold. Self-Made was a little bit different because Self-Made actually doesn't say the type of palette that it is. It just has the Anastasia logo in a metal item. In the Master palette by Mario, this was 12 shades, and this is actually a cardboard palette with gold coloring. So the design is a little different, but this is a sister to the Modern Renaissance. Modern Renaissance is berries, warm browns, pinks, and a couple oranges in there. This, again, those cooler tone shades. You've got those greens, a brown or two, and then you've got these wild card shades, this cube color. I was a little hesitant about that, only because of the fact that it really doesn't, to me, it doesn't make sense for the placement in the palette. I just dropped the brush. It's going to stay there. I'm not picking it up off the ground. It doesn't quite fit in with the palette. It'd be a cute brow bone highlight if you were to stick with the All-Star shade and then this Rowdy shade. This Rowdy shade tripped me out. In the previous video, I tried to salvage an eyeshadow look, and nope. But mattes are definitely in for the fall season, and this is it. This is good. This is a nice good. This is good quality to an extent. To an extent. Hear me out. One thing, when I was doing the swatch video, it had a lot of kickback to it, and I'm heavy-handed, but usually when I am doing swatches, I tend to be a little bit gentle, and I did finger swatches, so it wasn't anything difficult, but there was a lot of kickback, and so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna show, before I get into the swatches for the palette exclusively, I'm gonna show the difference between the four. We're going in with a brush swatch. I'll just pick a random pinky color here. So a little bit of a kickback. Going into Modern Renaissance. Picking another swatch color. A little bit of kickback there. Going into the Mastered Palette by Mario. Let's pick this one. And as you, I don't know if you guys can see on camera, but as you try to get a decent amount of product, there is some dust that starts to pick up. And you can see here on the little protective insert that it definitely has that there is some color kickback. And then going into the Self-Made, now the formula for the mattes is nice, good, pigmented. Definitely shows up. That was my only real reservation when messing with the palette. And then also, you want to plan out where it is that you, or what shades it is that you use. Don't just go into this blindly like I did the first time, trying to pick out colors thinking, oh, I bet this will look good, and not swatching anything at first. No, do a little bit of homework, fam. Do a little homework. Just a little bit. Alright, so let's go ahead and bring, I'm going to do brush swatches. We've got this cube color, which looks white in the packaging, but shows up as pinkish. And again, this is the one that I didn't know why it's in the palette, because it's not really a fall color to me. Next up is Dawn, which is this nice, good camel khaki. After Dawn is Destiny, which is an olive green. After Destiny is Adorn, which is a nice bronze foil. It's not really picking up on the brush, so I'm going to give you guys a finger swatch. You can see a little bit there, so I'm gonna give you guys a finger swatch to so you can really see the color payoff. After Adorn is All Star, which is like a magenta-ish pink. Kind of a brick pink. After All Star is Mercury, which reminds me of chocolate milk. After Mercury is Axis, which reminds me of emerald, the kind of emerald green that you see around Christmas time. After that is Roxy, which is kind of a tangerine. After Roxy is Electric. Now this one looks very interesting. And it's another one of those foil shades that doesn't really pick up well with the brush. Going in with the finger swatch. Now Electric really is kind of an electric, a mix between like an electric yellow green. I like it. There's some glitter in there too, some gold glitter, and a little bit of color shift. And at first, looking at the swatches and the initial pictures when I was researching the palette, I didn't really see how this fit in, but it makes a great inner corner highlight or a brow bone highlight. Next up is Fudge. Very accurate to its namesake. After Fudge is New Wave, which is kind of a honey mustard. After New Wave is Untamed. Another kind of a Christmassy green. After this is Edge, which is like a regular mustard. And then after that is Rowdy, which is this deep dark death purple. It's great for a smoke color, but you got to be real light with this because it's dark. It is. So again, we've got Cube, Dawn, Destiny, Adorn, All Star, Mercury, Axis, Roxy, Electric, Boogie Woogie Woogie, Fudge, New Wave, Untamed, Edge, and Rowdy. So the pigmentation is definitely there. It definitely is there. But I'm gonna show you guys my palette, and I know I kind of in my Sephora Pro palette video, look at the dust and the kickback, and I was pretty gentle. Used a very small brush. I'm heavy-handed, but I always do a light brush swatch. Look at the kickback for that, and it's quite interesting. It really is. Now, is it enough to make you not want the palette? That could be. And as always, whenever you're dealing with something that's name brand, 9 times out of 10, there's a cheaper dupe out there that's some either an unknown company or a drugstore quality. So that's something to take into consideration too. Do you need this palette? If you can tolerate the kickback and you don't have any shades like this in your collection already, in addition to if you're okay with paying $42. Now $42 for an Anastasia palette, that's the average price. I think the Makeup by Mario, the Master Palette by Mario, Makeup by Mario is just the username on Instagram. I keep calling them that. On the Master Palette by Mario, I believe that was 36-ish because it's only 12 shades. And also not the higher quality case as the others, but if you're okay with the price point, and I honestly think it's worth it because Anastasia's shadow quality, the pigmentation, again, pigmentation is lit. It's lit. But if you're all right with that, go for it. I actually, for as many shadows as I have, I don't have these fall greens. I don't have anything similar to that, not even on the single shades, not even with many of my Urban Decay stuff. I, in some of the Juvia's Place palettes that I've got, I don't have anything that's that kind of a cool tone. The Sephora Pro palette that I have, the cool tone one was mostly berries and pinks and berries and pinks and grays. So I do have a lot of variety of shadows, but I don't have anything that fits this specific category. I think it's worthwhile in regards to that. The fact that it is a unique palette, it is. Now, of course, these companies put out makeup every few months, every few weeks in some cases. So if you want to pass on it, go for it. Wait a little bit. Or if there's a cheaper alternative out there that you would be interested in, I don't blame you in any way, shape, or form. I'm not saying that you need to rush out and get this right now. Again, it'll drop online here in a couple days. And it will be available in store for you to get. Now, one thing I can say is once it hits stores, it probably will fly off the shelves, just because Anastasia has that cult following. Like, you see all the palettes that I have just from Anastasia alone, not to mention their single shadows are dope too. You could, if it does wind up being permanent, you may want to wait until Black Friday when they have their heavy discounts to see if you can snatch it up then. I know Sephora it has the VIB and VIB Rouge sale right before Black Friday, usually the first or second week of November. If you want to just go ahead and wait a little bit for some of the hype to die down before you invest in it, because right now this is the new hotness and everyone's going to want to snatch it up. But it's up to you on if you want to get it. I'm actually pleased with it, and even for the collector that I am, I'm pleased with it. So the kickback is something I'm gonna have to deal with, but I think overall for the quality of the shades and the shadows, I think that it's worth it, because you don't find many mattes that are going to go on as pigmented as that and have that level of longevity too. So anyways, again, this is $42, available on Anastasia's site, as well as the major retailers here on the 1st, and then in store for the major retailers as of the 15th. As always, thank you ever so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. If you have any questions or suggestions, hit your girl up in the comment section. If you are new here, please feel free to hit the subscribe button. I'd love to see you back on my channel. But if you're not here from me, my shenanigans, my opinion, or flagrant use of the word motherfucker, that's fine. There is an X in that corner for you to click, get your life, and get off of my channel. But if you are here for my shenanigans, you are beautiful, amazing, wonderful, spectacular. And if no one else has told you, I appreciate you. You guys have a wonderful night.